So here at Physio Active we see a lot of ACL injuries and we do a lot of ACL rehab post-reconstruction. So what we wanted to do is give you guys, the viewers out there, a bit of an idea as to what it takes to perform ACL rehab and some of the things that these guys and girls need to do along the way to try and make a successful return to sport. So we've had a local footballer injured his ACL a few weeks ago and has had a reconstruction. So what we're going to do with him is we're going to just do some video of his rehab so that we can give you guys a bit of an idea where he's at and what he needs to do along the way to get back to football. So Cam Matters is about 2 weeks post-op ACL reconstruction now, and basically we've seen him take for the first time. Things that we want to do in that early phase of rehab is just get him off his crutches as soon as he can. We want to try and get his swelling down, and we want to try and get his range of motion back into his knee as soon as we can, and try and get a little bit of muscle activation as well. So pretty simple things to do in the first sort of time frame, but things that we're doing in this first time frame is quite important because it sets up his rehab along the way. We can't go to the next phase unless we get these first things down pat. So try and get that swelling down, so we want to make sure he's continuing to icing. Try not to do too much walking, just walk around doing what he can, but trying to avoid obviously squatting and stairs and these types of things that might make his knee swell up. So seeing Cam today, he's doing quite well. He's got pretty good range of motion to his knee. He still needs to get a little bit of extension, so trying to get his knee nice and straight is another thing that we want to get as soon as we can. Obviously, if you can't get your leg completely straight, you're not going to be walking around as well as you normally could, and he'll continue to limp. So get that knee range of motion, and that can be targeted through his exercises or some of the manual therapies that we do here in the clinic. And then, like I said, we want to try and focus on getting some of that muscle activity. So the exercises are pretty basic, just trying to get his quads, his hamstrings, his calf going as soon as we can. Now we do want to avoid open chain quad exercises. So what that is, that's an exercise where you're doing quad activation where your foot's not on the ground. So there's a bit of evidence around in the early phase of rehab that can elongate your graft and weaken your graft a little bit. So we don't want to do any activity that might potentially stretch that graft. So definitely no swimming, running, kicking a footy, these types of things. But even some of the basic exercises we need to be a little bit careful with as well. And then past sort of 12 weeks post-op, we can really progress these exercises and start to add those things back in. But like I said, initially, get that swelling down, get his range of motion into his knee as much as we can, get him off his crutches, get some muscle activity going. And once his knee's tolerating those things quite well, then we can really push up his strength-based exercises. And then we can start to add in what we call sort of neuromuscular exercises. So we need to try and improve the control, not just of his knee, but his hip and his trunk, and get his whole body functioning and his lower limb functioning in a better way that he can control and start to do the movements that he needs to do before he gets back to sport. So we don't want to wait too long and then start to add in those things. We want to add those things, those types of exercises in as soon as we can.